What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And what in the world are we looking at right now? Look, another legend on One Piece Treasure Cruise. Who's surprised? Another SugoFest exclusive PvP legend, by the way. Avalo Pizarro. Look, I mean, considering the situation where we're at in terms of what this celebration is kind of focusing in on, I'm not, like, ultimately surprised that they decided to go down this route of Pizarro, like, debuting here. It's just very weird. Like, it just feels weird to have this guy be a legend. And he is a Rumble legend, of course, so he's gonna have 20 cost. He's gonna have, he's not gonna have a super type or anything like that. He is not the only character in this batch, by the way. There's also a new Rumble rare recruit of Juan Wolf, which I think is a good thing. He doesn't get much representation in the game, so it is good that these characters are getting that representation, but, like, as a legend, as a Rumble legend, it's crazy, dude. Alright, so, let's have a brief look at what we're looking at here. So, Pizarro is a powerhouse free spirit dex unit, and the sprite there actually looks pretty cool, I guess. I wonder what the animation is going to look like when he attacks, but let's go ahead and break this guy down. So, dex, powerhouse free spirit, very interesting class combination. Reduces powerhouse cooldown by 1, so even though he's free spirit, he actually is still probably going to be focusing in on powerhouse. Boosting their attack by 5.25, 1.3 times HP, reduces damage taken by 15%, and when this character taps with a dex, tandem, or an empty slot, reduces damage threshold by 3 turns. That's kind of cool, actually. Deals non-type damage to one enemy at the end of the turn based on the number of perfects hit, up to 500 times his attack. So this is relatively similar to what we see with V2 Sakazuki. I can't remember if his 6+ and his level limit break enhanced this damage, but 500 times his attack to one target. It allows you to get around resilience, I suppose, so that's a cool thing, but at the end of the day, it's a 5.25 times attack, which is considerably lower compared to a lot of the other characters that drop around these days. So 5.25, you know, HP boost. He doesn't make any slots matching. He does give you damage reduction, which I guess is fine. This effect to remove threshold by 3 every time he taps with one of these slots, that's actually a really neat effect. So, like, hypothetically, if the enemy has, like, 7 turns of threshold, you can just, like, remove only 4 turns of it, and then this guy can remove the other 3 turns of it, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Captain ability's not, like, blowing me away, though. Let's go ahead to the special. It reduces damage nullification by 1. That's actually really good. He deals 500 times his attack and dex damage to a single target, which is pretty okay. Nullifies 96% of damage that exceeds 2000 HP for 2 turns. So this basically puts a damage threshold on your side of the field. So basically you take the first 2000 damage of a hit, and let's say it's like 3000 damage that you actually get dealt with. The additional 1000 after the 2000 is reduced by 96%. So he allows you to basically tank a bunch of damage, which is a good thing because if you're going to be using him with Blackbeard, like the versus Blackbeard, having a way to reduce damage when you're at those low HP thresholds is actually really good. He gives a color affinity boost for Powerhouse, 2.75 for 2 turns. This is already really giving me a lot of vibes, very similar to Legend Moria. Very, very similar vibes to Moria. If you have 6 powerhouse characters on, well, actually, now that I'm looking at this, cannot be removed by the crew or enemy, so the color affinity cannot be removed. That's actually kind of neat. And then if you've got a full team of powerhouse characters, and your HP is 50% or below, reduces despair by 7 turns. That's very good. Reduces powerhouse characters versus effect, and switch effect gauge also by 2. And then buffs color affinity by 0.3. So if you use the special when you have a full team of powerhouse and below 50%, you get the, it's actually a 3.05 times color affinity boost for 2 turns. You also reduce the verse gauge by 2, and I can't remember, I think with Blackbeard, every time you use a special, it reduces the versus gauge by 1 as well. It might be less than that. I can't remember. But this is a really strong effect to be using with versus Blackbeard. This allows you to kind of supercharge his versus effect really quickly, actually. It's kind of neat. It works. It's not like the most busted special we've ever seen. It's just a really good support character for versus Blackbeard. That's the way that I see it. The crewmate effect makes dex slots beneficial to Powerhouse. That's cool. If you've got a full team of Powerhouse, you get 125 attack and HP. Okay. The potential ability of Hunger. So you remove 3 stacks of Hunger, which is good. You've got a critical hit. And then you've also got reduces increased damage taken by 3. That's fine. Support effect, 13% of his HP is added to a powerhouse unit. That's underwhelming. That's pretty underwhelming. That sucks. Alright, so that's the normal stuff. Of course, he's a Rumble legend. He's not going to have super type or super class, which is underwhelming, but It's not that great, let's be real. Like, for a Sugofest exclusive, it's really not blowing me away. But of course, he is a Rumble legend, so the Rumble stuff may change my opinion. Let's have a look here. So the special ability, I like to look at the Rumble ability first to see what teams he's going to be actually used on. So for the Rumble ability, Powerhouse and Free Spirit receive attack, HP, speed level 6. That's already very good. If you have a full team of Powerhouse or Free Spirit, if you got 6 or more Free Spirit or Powerhouse, all enemies receive attack and speed down level 6. This is good. And remember, this is a 20 cost character in Rumble. This is a fantastic Rumble ability. Alright, 25 CT. What is he? He's a debuffer style. Okay, so I'm not expecting too much. Let's see. Targets enemies in a large range for miss percent up level 8 for 20 seconds. This kind of effect is hard to gauge how good it is. The only like uses that I've ever had for the miss percent up is when I've used Rumble Rare Recruit Smoker. His Rumble ability inflicts, like, I think it's level 10 miss percent up to the enemy. Now, for those of you who don't know exactly what this means, I honestly still don't 100% know what this means in terms of miss percent up, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with your enemy's normal attacks. So if your enemy has a lot of miss percent up, sometimes when they perform their normal attack in Rumble, so not their Rumble special, but when they just do a normal attack to you, there's a chance of them missing the attack, so you take no damage. This will basically increase the chance of that happening. So, I don't know if this is good or not. I don't think it's that good, but we'll see. He also will target 3 enemies with high special CT for an 80% chance of special bind for 10 seconds. That's not bad. It's okay. 80% chance is kind of annoying, but if it hits, it's really annoying. And a lot of characters do have special bind removal these days, so, you know, it's fine. It's okay. If you have 6 or more Powerhouse or Free Spirit on the team, targets enemies in a large range for a 100% chance of half attack and defense for 20 seconds. Now that is very, very good. And then targets himself for level 10 attack up and level 5 defense for 30 seconds. The fact that he gives himself attack up makes 0 sense because he doesn't do any damage with his special, so this is relatively redundant. The defense up is good. I wish this was flipped. I wish that it was 5 attack and then 10 defense. Would have been a lot better. But this effect is the highlight. If you've got the Powerhouse or Free Spirit team, then you can get the half attack and half defense. The only issue with this, of course, once again, is that halving of stats is becoming more and more popular to be resisted by characters. So this might not be as good as what you think, but I think at face value, it's not bad. For a 25 CT to get this kind of buff, it's decent. It's decent, right? Especially because it's a 20 cost unit. So if you're running like the Mono Free Spirit team with like, you know, Rush Sanji, Zoro, Nami Karina, Brook potentially, this guy can be chucked on the team really, really easily, right? And then his resistance, he evades half stats. So there we go, talking about resistances. Heals 300 and then also get the 30% damage reduction versus quick. Alright, so Avalo Pizarro, new Sugofest exclusive for the Rumble banner. He seems fine. Definitely skippable. Like I'm telling you, you do not need to pull on this banner at all. Though I will say, Rumble banners are kind of good. They can be good, right? But we'll have to wait and see what other characters are boosted. Like if S-Hawk is boosted, that's definitely going to change a lot of people's opinions. I wouldn't expect S-Hawk to be boosted, but we'll see. Let's move on to the next character, which is Juan Wolf. Not expecting much here, but let's see. He is a Dex Powerhouse driven. He is a defense style unit. I guess I can't really be too surprised about that. Captain ability is bad. Special ability is bad. Of course, we don't really care about that. So his Rumble stuff. Powerhouse and driven allies, defense up and HP up level 5. That's already pretty decent, I guess. And then if you have 6 or more Powerhouse or driven allies on the team, gives them attack and defense up level 5 and a shield level 10. Holy moly. I will say, though, is that this effect, it doesn't give it to himself. It says, if 6 or more Powerhouse or driven allies are on the team, gives them. So, it's talking about the allies, them. So, he himself does not get the attack and defense and the shield buff. He does receive this, but he does not receive the second half of the effect. But I don't think it's that bad. That's actually very, very good to get a further level 5 attack and defense. So by himself, he's already giving his team level 10 defense, level 5 HP, level 5 attack, and then a shield. What a great defensive Rumble ability this is. This is very, very good. And then his Rumble special, targets enemies in a large range for 2.2 damage, and then targets himself for defense up level 6 and provoke for 30 seconds, and then targets your powerhouse and driven allies for 2.2 count. Okay, this doesn't make sense. This is really dumb. So he gives himself defense and provoke, but then he gives your allies the counter. I don't understand why he himself doesn't have it. It's a little strange. It's not bad though. Actually, no, this is bad. No, this is like straight up not good. I'll tell you why this is straight up not good. Because if you are provoking to attack San Juan Wolf, the counter becomes redundant. It just straight up does. I don't get why they did this. Unless if it's worded incorrectly and then it's actually going to function properly. But this seems very, very stupid. I don't get this effect at all. I mean, like, again, this effect is fine, but this effect makes no sense. Or this effect, it makes no sense, and then this effect is fine. You know, it just doesn't make sense, right? It just straight up doesn't. Like, this effect should just be something else. I don't get this. This is very, very weird. Here is this damage over time, which is okay, and then quick damage reduction. I mean, the only reason why this is good is because if you come up against versus Blackbeard in Rumble, then this is good. Otherwise, it's not that good. He seems good though, I will say, because this Rumble ability is one of the best Rumble abilities in the game. Like, straight up, defensive-wise, this is one of the best I've ever seen. But it's just the fact that the special ability is pretty average, especially on a 33 CT. To get this, not worth it. Really not worth it. This is going to be one of those characters that you can just leave on the back burner, because let's be real here, like, mono driven and mono powerhouse in Rumble are really not that good anyway. So this is going to help those teams for sure, but it's not going to be the end all be all. You don't need this unit to make driven and powerhouse teams work, but if you do have it, it's going to be amazing. Your team is going to survive way more hits than they really should. Very, very good Rumble ability on this guy. But that's pretty much it. That's a new batch of characters arriving very, very soon. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one, guys. This is a weird and wacky batch. These are going to be arriving in the next couple of days or so. We shouldn't be expecting too much news over the next week or so. I believe Treasure Map starts on the 16th, so maybe a week before that, or like 5 days, 4 days before that, we'll probably get the download for the new Treasure Map batch. A lot of people predicting, based on the celebration so far, that we might get a new Kobe legend for Treasure Map. I could see it happening. It would be annoying if that's the case, but we'll see. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.